this week's show. This week all about Socrates, one of the founders of Western philosophical thought, plus this week's piece of art. It is a drawing that I did this morning at Life Drawing, and I hope you enjoy that as well. So, Socrates, well, who on earth was he? He lived from 469 BC to 399 BC in Athens, in Greece, and he was particularly interested in a search for the truth, and it was that this week I want to focus on. Socrates' search for the truth. Well, it's quite interesting. He was once asked why he married his wife, and he replied, a horse trainer has to practice on the most spirited of animals. So I guess he was kind of hoping that his wife never heard about that, but at least he was honest. He was, therefore, a bastion for individual beliefs. He encouraged people of Athens to think for themselves because he believed very strongly that therefore they would be less likely to be swayed by other people, which is a good thing, I think. He was therefore a real nonconformist, not a nonconformist to create trouble, but a nonconformist for the reason that most people who are nonconformists are, and that is because they are more interested in the truth than, I guess, sort of social acceptance for the sake of it, at the expense of the truth. Well, he was supposedly very ugly. He never washed or changed his cloak, so I guess he smelt quite a bit. And what we know of what he had to say comes almost exclusively from his students rather than himself, like Plato, and usually in the form of dialogues. Well, he was very interested also in logic, which goes hand in hand usually with the truth. And he gave 5 ways to come up with good ideas. So here they are. Number 1, look around for statements that seem to make common sense. So, for example, if someone is married, they are probably happy. Then look for contradictions to the statement, i.e., look around and see if there's anyone who is actually married who is miserable. If the exception is found, which in that case it certainly is, therefore the statement must be false. Number 4, realize that the statement has nuances. And 5, just keep looking around for the nuances to the statement. So it's kind of searching out to find whether or not something is watertight as an idea or not. The truth lies in statements that are impossible to disprove. So, that makes trustworthy and waterproof thoughts. This, therefore, leads you to become less passive. It's kind of an assertive searching for the truth, you could say. If others don't agree with you, you can demonstrate why, and if they still don't agree, well, then it won't unnerve you. This is according to Socrates. Socrates believed that because not everyone lives examined lives, some people's opinions are really not worth listening to. Now that sounds a bit harsh, but I do know what he's getting at there. I do believe that what I've just suggested, the search for things that make sense and that are true, is fairly imperative. It's not just a kind of a different way of living, but it helps if you want to walk through doors without actually hitting your heel in the door. Because the fact of the matter is, it's kind of taken for granted, isn't it, that we do common sense things all day. But really, it's not just common sense, it's just being truthful. The truth is that doors either open or shut. But we get to a point, I think, somewhere along the line, and things get a bit blurred, and for a lot of people anyway, it would seem it doesn't really matter whether something's true or not. But anyway, I don't want to go on too much about that because we're talking about Socrates. So he says, yeah, because not everyone lives examined lives, some people aren't even worth listening to, which I'd agree with, actually. Although he was a devout citizen of Athens, right, Socrates' allegiance was always to the truth. Therefore, he was bound to clash with Athenian politics and society, and in fact he did. He praised Sparta directly and indirectly, who were of course course, the Athenians' arch-rivals. He was therefore found guilty by the establishment of corrupting the young minds of young Athenians and sentenced to death by drinking hemlock, which is a bit rough. But I would suggest that this is the life of someone who is incessantly bound to find the truth, is that you will, how do you say, grind up against people who really don't want to hear it. And unfortunately, it's a very sad way that this genius died. He was killed, really, effectively having to drink hemlock himself. I think it's very sad that such a genius, such a clever guy, had to die in such a way. And metaphorically, this is what happens to the truth in society so often, unfortunately. So, my advice is pursue the truth and common sense at all costs. And that'll see you right. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this latest video. Keep in touch. Sorry that I'm not doing it every week, but as you can see, I have been, it's because I've been practicing my art, and I've been drawing heaps and painting and so on, and when I get paintings going a bit more, I'll show you some more paintings, but at the moment I'm doing a lot of drawing, and I'm loving it, to be frank. It's my thing. I love drawing and painting, and so if you like art as well, let me know, and tell me something you want to tell me about philosophy or Socrates or art and drawing or painting or anything like that. Thanks very much for watching my latest video. Have a great week, and I'll see you again next week. Cheers. Bye.